See, about to turn the recorder on right now, so it's recording for right now, and now it's about to turn the video right on. Good to go? All right. Hello. This is another episode of the Mental Threads Podcast, episode 177. I am here with my associate right here, Mr. Bambizilla. If you'd like to say it, make some noise or whatever.
What up, man? That's right. Make some motherfucking noise.
Yes, I know Bambizilla from a whole lot of events. Usually started from Drew Billions and Trey Rhodes. And you were out there for the second Charlotte Spark, right?
Yeah, sure. Yes, that's right. 2023 over at fucking Starlight.
Yeah.
That was a blast.
Were you at the first one too?
I was not. I must have just been getting back from LA and just getting back settled to Charlotte. But I didn't even catch wind of it. So
yeah,
unfortunately. But the second one was dope. And at that one I met a bunch of dope artists and made some really good connections. A lot of community came from that festival.
Yes, it really was a lot of community, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Trey was killing it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Because it felt like
Andrew, shout out to Drew Billions
Andrew
as well.
Billions, too. Yeah, definitely.
Both monumental in that
had
space.
them both on the podcast, too. So this is kind of like an extended universe in a sense.
Yeah,
so
man.
like,
yeah.
I'm just seeing each other like at the. Were you at the last Charlotte Spark?
No, I had just moved to Atlanta when it went down.
Yeah. And how long y'all stayed in Atlanta for?
So I've been out there going on 4 months now.
Oh, okay.
And he's been out there at least a year now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's a fresh thing for both of us pretty much, but it's a fast paced place.
Yeah,
so shit is bubbling, you know.
And how y'all adjusting? Y'all adjusting pretty well?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just like picking up with the same kind of energy and momentum we have here and applying a lot of the same strategy as far as like getting out and getting to know motherfuckers and keeping our eye open for like, I like to call fertile soil, like where it's people that you can really
vibe with,
build shit with. Yeah.
Okay, and really watch out for janky promoters as well.
That part. All that comes in handy.
And it's just, I know it must be even a little bit more difficult because like Atlanta's already an established city, so it's like everyone said like, hey, I know a guy. You must really know a guy and everything. Whereas like in Charlotte, we're still trying to build that infrastructure and everything. But I applaud you and I'm gonna just say not shit. I'm not gonna say his government name and everything. Although we cool like that, but it's like, I don't want to just put people's government name out there. But anyway. Regardless, it was just but I just taking that first step to actually step out the city to trying to do something. And Atlanta is a major city in hip hop anyway, so it's like, you know, if you want to make progress, you got to take risks and everything. And it's like the Southern Mall metropolitan like us, but I know their prices of rent ain't going down neither. So it's just like
that's how you know it's popping right now. Like I think they just like us, man. They get 100 new civilians every day. Like someone new is moving in out there every day.
Is it New Yorkers as well?
Yeah, but a lot of Southerners. Like the Southerners is holding it down. The New Yorkers just they don't stand out as much as they do in Charlotte.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I haven't found that like little community of Northerners just yet. I'm meeting a lot of country folk from Alabama and like Florida people. Yeah, like I had no clue how intermingled Alabama and Florida is.
Oh yeah, they're
with
right
Georgia.
next to each other.
Yeah.
I think they share the same coast.
Yeah.
I think too. Like I think in Missouri also. I'm not sure. Like I think they had a show about that on TV. It's like Floribama Shore.
Yeah,
that's what they called it. Like Floribama. I don't know. I never watched it.
It was like I know, right? It was after Jersey Shore. That was beyond my MTV days.
Yeah, people weren't. I mean, I don't know. People weren't feeling. I ain't watch it, so I ain't going.
Yeah, it was way more white trashy. Yeah, it was kind of leaving the Guido aesthetic and getting more.
I was messing with the Jersey Shore just a little.
Yeah,
bit.
Jersey Shore was pretty fire. Yo, I watched that shit for a good 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah, right. You checking with the family vacations on it too? I feel like I do just from time to time, just to kind of see like where they're at in life and everything. I see your sister nodding in the background.
Yeah. She's me and her both were raised in the Big Bang of reality TV. So, but I feel like she definitely being younger, she caught on to more shows and. I think that women just enjoy reality TV more than guys. Period.
I mean, it used to be lit though, like, you know, Flavor of Love and everything.
Those
like,
type of shows.
I Love New York, Real Chance of Love. That was my shit growing up.
That's one of a kind of time. Like, you had to be there. Like, you can never bring that type of shit back. Yeah,
that's,
you know what I'm saying?
They tried. That's a reality show attitude there.
Fucking peak.
You know
what I'm saying? Like, it was, yeah. I mean, but it was rare for shit to turn into some wrestling shit. You know what I'm saying? Now it's all based around fucking combat skills.
Some people fighting. Like, for nothing.
That's how you audition. Okay, can you whip that bitch ass?
It's like, are there conflicts even authentic anymore? Like, it'd be like, nah,
Barely,
bitch, that's
bro.
my butter on my fucking waffle. Don't take that shit. Like, you
basically,
slap her up over a stack of butter.
That's what it seemed like, bro, at this point. And, you know, what's crazy is I've been caught up watching that type of shit too. You could get reeled into it, and that's how I know it's dangerous for the mind, because it's not my go-to. But if I start watching it, then I'm hooked on it, and then it's like stuck in my head while I'm going about my day, like imagining bitches getting punched and just like.
Well, we could talk about reality show. Let's talk about you, Bambizilla, and everything, because I know, like, when we first met at Charlotte Spark, the second one in 2023, like we said earlier, I feel like that was my first introduction to, like, a lot of artists in Charlotte, you know, and I feel like since then I've been in constant contact with a lot of them, and since then we've been kind of seeing each other from event to event as well and everything. How do you feel about the infrastructure in Charlotte and us building a community? Will you say we're kind of building a little bit solid so far?
Definitely. I've seen a lot of growth, man. Like, I really feel like it's kind of grown up with me since I graduated high school. At like 2013 time period, it wasn't as many like resources, and it wasn't as many broad avenues to get into the shit. Like, you kind of had to step out and find the spaces. So nowadays it's definitely more out there. Like, it's not hard to find the community, and if that's what you're looking for, you know what I'm saying. And it's very people are very accepting here. It's very versatile. Like, it's a lot of versatility going on, and it's a lot of variety of cultures and styles. So that's all that shit I love. I love to see, and it's you could tell that it's a new energy. And what blows my mind is before I left and moved to LA, it was like I kind of see it like classes. Like, it was a different class of artists in 2015, 2016 type time
people
period.
were kind of separate in a sense, but now it's just like people are a little bit more open and everything, a little bit more humble. It's just like, bro, we're all just here just working. You could have a Chris Gear and everything here, and then you can have like a soloist, and you can have like a Queenie Love right there and everything. Have different backgrounds and everything.
They all coexist.
Yes, they all coexist, all coexisting and everything. And I really, really appreciate that. And I like how, like, the more I go to these events, the more I just see familiar faces. Cause I know you heard about Depression, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything. I went to his, I didn't even know about dude until he'd say it was like, he was doing like a album release or mixtape release. I just pulled up and everything. And a whole group of people were there at the Grindhouse Studios and everything. And then I saw Chris Gear there again. So it's just like, just stuff like that. So it's just kind of like, the more you put yourself out there, the more it's like you start to see more people, you know, and I'm always looking for people to speak on the podcast as well. And, you know, I feel like it kind of helps, like, delve deeper into y'all background, too, to kind of show a side. And, you know, that's what I appreciate with the Mouthing Out and G Rich show and everything. And I think the new one is Around the Fire with D. Preston, too.
Oh, he has a podcast?
Yes. High production value. This is really do. It's like
I might have seen clips of it, but I haven't caught wind of it, but okay, that's good.
I feel like you would fuck with it too and everything. I see clips as well, but it's like the production value is pretty dope and everything.
That's good. We need more. We need all that. The media, all that is very new to me.
Yes.
Just the level of media, all this, like the fact that people are podcasters. Like, you know, at one point it was so saturated with the artist. Like, everyone wanted to be an artist or engineer, producer. But now you'll meet a A&R, a manager, or someone that's aspiring to be and podcasters and all that shit helps out, you know. It helps with the algorithm, helps with the conversation. It gives people a chance to tell their story, because at the end of the day, the talent is one avenue, but people attach to
the personality and everything. And like, for instance, like, even with Jelly Roll as an artist, like, I ain't even a country fan and everything, but, like, you know, as him as a personality, I fuck with him as a person. So I think around the time, if I find time to listen to his music, I'll definitely, like, resonate with it, even if I'm not a country fan, just because he's a dope person and everything. And it's like, I even checked this documentary out and everything, and, like, listen to his podcast episodes. So I'm just like, you know, the more we do stuff like this and we build community and everything, we can be able to look back at these episodes a year, 2 years from now and everything everything, and just kind of be like, oh wow, this is how I was thinking like at this age, or this.
Yeah.
Oh wow, and then someone might pick up this episode. Oh wow, hold up, this is Bambizilla back then before he really blew up and everything. You know, stuff like that. So it's like an archive collection of information from like, you know, like it's like a time capsule.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, you know, but there's just so many different like positives from it. Like, you know, you get to pick each other's brain and other people's like perspectives, which I love. You know, it's in my nature to talk with people. But also, like, on the same time, like you said, like, getting to know people's backgrounds and everything. You got to just anchor with their character first. Right. Anchor with them, like, as an artist as well.
That goes a long way, man. So I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate the opportunity. I know it's been a long time coming. But
hey, I appreciate you for hopping on. I can't believe it's that one. Oh, wow, he's actually on a podcast, dude.
Yeah, bro, yeah, man. I try to,
you know,
man, I like to just stick to my word, and I like to respect when I see hard work. And you're speaking about production value, like, you got it too, man. Like, the way you carry and brand just your whole setup is very good. I hope my motto isn't blocking everything or anything.
Hey, regardless, I mean, there's going to be 20-minute increments where we put the logo in anyway, so it don't even matter and everything. But it's just like, as you can see here, it's a BAM shirt. Yeah. That's what's called BAM shirt.
Yeah, this is the BAM T.
BAM T-shirt.
Yeah. It was dyed and cut and branded by me. You know, I'm getting more into the alterations in fashion world. My whole family is kind of, and if my sister can step forward, if she could show you, she's a lot more technical. Come up here, sister, so the camera could possibly get a glimpse of you.
There she is.
I made this right before I got here.
Dope. Right before you got here?
Yep.
Introduce yourself, sister.
Introduce yourself, please.
Yes, my name is Ocean.
Ocean. Oh, hold on. Wait, I feel like I've heard it. Oh, my gosh. I think I've been following you on and off again for like a while. Ocean 3 or something like that. Is that what it is? Okay, hi. Hi. Once again.
What's going on? Nice
Hey.
Very talented artist in many ways, from fashion to, you know, I would say a personality, a host, artist, singer-songwriter, all that good stuff, man. We're very much alike.
She really just left without asking her what was the inspiration with the outfit. Like, 'cause I know, just let her.
Sorry, when I'm in the background, I try to really be his hype man.
That's fine. No, I'm sorry. Just a little bit. Just as inspiration. That's all. Then you can just go back to the shadows.
Yeah. My inspiration today was just, I've been feeling like the Wilshire cat a lot lately.
Oh.
Just like the
Alice in
different
Wonderland.
textures, just very Alice in Wonderlandish. So, just the pinks have been coming out a lot this winter, and the fur is always good to throw on. So,
that's
got some
dope.
yards, and it's like, we finna play with everything I got.
I was getting like an early 2000s vibe too and everything.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
definitely. You know, I'm a 2000s baby for real. So
yes.
love anything that's got to do with just rugged.
That Y2K and bling bling shit.
Exactly, but very futuristic. Very
So. What she said is key, y'all. She picked a theme, a character, an aesthetic, and went based around that. And I think that's something that a lot of people are missing whenever they try to do fashion and come up with an outfit. It's very good to, you know, come up with like a character or story, or, you know what I'm saying. But that's for extra creative people. I can understand how that's not a common skill, but, you know, round of applause for that. That outfit just, you know, we do this shit, bro. I don't know. I don't know
seriously.
if you can tell, you know. Just it's in the blood for sure.
A little cameo for the Mental Threads podcast. I swear this universe is growing, man.
Yeah.
That's so dope. I really love it. I really like it. That's really, really dope. I appreciate you, Miss Ocean, and for actually formally meeting you. Exactly. But back to you, Mr. Bambizilla. I just want to go deeper into your background again. You know, where are you from exactly? I know you were born and raised in Charlotte, correct?
Well, I was actually born in New Jersey, Plainfield, New Jersey,
Ooh.
Where most of my family is from, like East Orange, Plainfield, mainly just that upper tri-state area. And we moved down this way in about '98. So I was raised out this way.
Okay, you came out here right when I was born. All right, dope. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and you pretty much seen the city grow from like the late '90s and so on. When you say it's just kind of like, you know, just crazy how much it grew since.
Definitely. I wasn't super attached to it. There's not much of my family here, and I feel like that always gives kids more of an insight on what's happening in the city. So a lot of what I got to see was when I finally got to step outside around like high school. And at that point, I've seen a lot of growth. Like I said, like, you know, a lot of the hip hop community was still super underground. Like now we're at an established underground where it's like it's underground, but you'll see a flyer on a website or might hear about it on the radio. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like in your auntie's basement no more. It's like it's actually at a fucking brewery or venue that hosts a EDM concert or some shit. So that part I've seen a lot, and just like also just independent people in general, people aspiring and chasing different entrepreneurial dreams and avenues. Like that has become such a trend, you know. So I want to commend Charlotte on that, because everyone's kind of doing like their own side project now, and I love that. Like, it's not just one thing. It's like everyone has got their hands in, you know, their own independent business, food,
business,
or
event,
like, event,
like that.
Man.
And it's very important to do that, because that stimulates your mind, so you can be able
Keeps
to
you busy.
bring fresh ideas and everything. You know, it's just, you shouldn't just pick just one avenue and everything. I just feel like you just kind of curse yourself to being stagnant.
Yeah,
you know, you got to draw out like knowledge from all types of avenues, or else it'll just be stale. I think Uncle Iroh from like Avatar, The Last Airbender, said something like that. It's just like, you know, it's just real life shit. And everything.
That's a good reference. I got to check it out, man. I know anime can give some real good life lessons, and just that old Japanese and Asian culture in general, you know. Like,
it's like American anime, so it's like, you know, but still pretty dope and everything, like with the messages that come through with it. So it's just like in transition, like from New Jersey to like Charlotte and everything. You said that there just wasn't a whole lot of family members here in Charlotte, and it just kind of took you a whole while to kind of like warm up as a Charlottean.
In a way, man. Yeah, I mean, what's I guess is a blessing is it's not super cultured here, so it wasn't like a rough. It wasn't a rough getting used to. Like, I didn't have to get my ass whooped to like be a part of Charlotte. You know, like it's very much a lot of outsiders and a lot of people that's seeking a culture and a community. So I just kind of meshed with like-minded people from the beginning of trying to pursue, and all that has just become easier with time. You know, I used to couldn't even find a studio.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like so many options for studios. It's like
another studio.
That's the last thing you're thinking about, right? Like, you know, so a lot of that shit has just become normal.
And it's like, when growing up in Charlotte, like what led you to want to get involved with like music? You know, become an artist yourself.
I had a natural talent for it as a kid. It's something that I saw in myself that was advanced compared to others who loved music. Like you meet people who love music, and then you try to emulate what you love. And I was just someone who could do it really well at a young age. And so just the love for it drove me to learn my niche and the best way for me to do it. The love for it made me want to figure out, because originally, you know, I fell in love with it at the tail end of the gangster rap era, you know what I'm saying? So it was very hard to kind of find like a role model or someone to pattern myself after. I had to kind of grow into that, and also like watching the game change and more artists, more subgenres as the internet allowed access to real people and not just like force-fed icons, with actual people that coming out that MySpace era, like just some kids in their bedroom, like that type of shit. Let me know, like, damn, I could do this, and there's different styles that I could tap into and still be myself, you know. So, but once I graduated high school and I wasn't on a strict college regimen or routine, I knew that I had the space and opportunity to really go for it. So I just started to really try to find answers. I got a group of friends. We all just started hitting the pavement, trying to, you know, figure out the best way to get involved. So from there, it just grew.
And were there any like key artists that kind of inspired you? I know you mentioned it's like the MySpace era. Well, I've been thinking like, you know, you're pretty much referencing like the transition from the gangster, the Kanye West era to the blog era and everything, which is a very transformative time in hip hop and everything. A very joyous time, because during that time we were introduced to Odd Future, with Tyler the Creator, Earl Sweatshirt, to Mac Miller and everything. So we get introduced like alternative rap and frat rap, which, like, you know, Mac Miller was frat rap. You know,
Miller,
like that Donald
Asher
Trump.
Roth, you know what I'm saying?
Wiz Khalifa, which is a big one. And
Right.
I just listened to his podcast a while ago, like on Shannon Sharp.
Yeah,
and everything
I want to check
like
that out.
And it's like from him going to like, you know, from that to like really like having like billions of streams on like, you know, like the Fast and Furious song that he did.
Right.
And Black and Yellow. Did Black and Yellow hit 1 billion yet?
I'm sure it has.
It probably has.
Yeah.
And everything. And it's just like now it's like he's pretty much sewn into pop culture of his own city.
Yeah.
With the Pittsburgh Steelers, whether if he meant to do so or not.
He created an anthem that's not going anywhere anytime soon for sure.
And he's not a gangster by any sense of the word. He's just a stoner.
Yeah.
But he makes good music.
Right.
And everything. And I really appreciate the blog here for like kind of just opening that window where you don't have to be like in a box.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that was just kind of like detrimental to like, you know, just like artists in general. You know, it's just like that you feel like, oh, you got to put on a persona of being like this overly cartoonish, tough, you know, like you got to get shot a couple times.
Right.
You know, it's just like, ain't nobody got health insurance or stuff like that. Like it's just, you know, at the same time, I feel like it just opened for more real voices to kind of get involved.
And that's very important for our people in general, like black people. We really needed that because unlike most races here, we don't get all the opportunities to really be human. And so for us to see our idols as these super niggas that, you know, survive things that no one can really connect to, I think was driving us really crazy for that period of time where now we can identify with so many different people. I look at celebrities kind of like how ancient people looked at gods, you know, like you embody a specific God when you wake up and you want to be beautiful and powerful. You want to be like Ocean or like Shango, you know what I'm saying? So celebrities do that for people. And if you can't wake up and be someone that's positive, you know, you're waking up being a toxic person all day. It's going to have an outcome on your life. You're listening to just that toxic shit that's only an occasional. It's a drug that's only for an occasion. It's not a drug that you should do every day. Certain art, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it's just like everything. You know, everything is a part of your diet, like from like what you eat to what you watch to what you listen to.
Right.
And it's like, you know, like if you listen to all types of just, you know, smut and just I kill this person or I do this many drugs and everything. And you see like how it gonna affect a whole lot of people. Like the more you indulge in that, like for instance, Future. Influence on Juice WRLD and everything, and Future don't even do drugs like that. So, but you put this persona that you're this drug user at 40 and everything. Yeah, he's 40, right? 40, 50, somewhere like that.
41, yeah.
41, yeah, in your 40s. And it's just Juice WRLD literally like indulged in that drug life as well. And Juice WRLD and Future did a whole lot of music together as well. So just doing like projects with your idol, and then now it's like you are overdosing at the airport. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I feel like everybody has a certain responsibility to their audience and everything, and like the messages they give to their audience as well.
We definitely do. I mean, the artist is a great example of just what every human has an impact on their community in that way. You know what I'm saying? We're just the ones where you can see our words and you can see our actions affect a lot of people. It's usually on, you know, mainstream, but
or widespread and everything.
Right, but that's a great example for every human being. Like we all have an impact on someone. Everyone is being looked up to, you know. So that right there is just like it's unfortunate, man. You know what I'm saying? And that type of shit I take to heart, bro. I'm real sensitive about my people and just our journey with equality and, you know, human rights. And you know, I feel like there's certain opportunities we've been given, but also been like taken advantage of. Yeah, definitely exploited. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we've been given chances, so it's about taking that back, that narrative, and just making it real for us.
And just focusing on our general health too, like spiritual, physical, mental health is a big one. Because it's like everything I feel like starts from just like how like you think or how you process things. And like just how you're willing to just, you know, process traumas and rejection and so on and so forth. And some people might go out for a run. Somebody might read a book, you know, and some people might bump their favorite Gucci Man song or whatever. But you can at least separate the art from like, you know, the reality and appreciate the art for what what it is without trying to bend your reality in a negatory fashion and everything. And I just feel like, like everybody's experience is different.
For sure.
So it's just like, I'm not the one to kind of point my finger and say like, oh, you can only like, do this and live like this. I feel like everybody has their own life to live and their own decisions to make, but to just be mindful of what decisions they make and like the effects that it might have on your loved ones and your community as well. And it's just like, in regards to speaking about all that and just how these artists reflect their audiences and everything, what is your messages when you put out your music? Or how would you like to reflect your music? What message you want to reflect in your music, and how do you want to affect the masses as well?
I just want people to accept their truth at the end of the day. I want my story to always sound unique to who I am. Like, I want it to be as pure as possible. And so I want others to be encouraged through my art to be themselves, to accept their journeys, and just to be able to get through their day-to-day, just knowing that, someone is just like them, or someone is very different and can claim all their bullshit, and put it on full display for you to judge or be entertained or educated about. Also, just I like to educate in a lot of ways. I like to put people on to information that they may not have been hip to, and I like to inspire people to just live better in a lot of ways. Like I just got that kind of morality where I like to see everyone tapping into their full potential, and I'm on that same journey. I've always kind of wanted to be the best person I could be. It's been a long journey. It's been a process. I'm fucked up like everybody else. But music has been very therapeutic, and it's helped me stay super conscious of myself. And with this conversation, there's a lot of things that I haven't allowed myself to get involved with because I have this delusion of myself being bigger than where I am now and having an influence. So it's a lot of bullshit that I've stayed away from, and I really try to stay clean, because we as black men, we're all like 7 degrees separated for some street bullshit, some illegal that we could get into to try to, cheat the system or like get ahead, get by.
Yeah.
And when you become an artist, we see all the time how that can set you back. The illegal shit and the bullshit that's around the industry. So that's something that I've always paid attention to as well. Just like showing people that there's a way to get it without getting involved in some shit that's going to have you set back. I've seen it way too often.
Way too often. Way too often. And it's just one of those things where it's like, I feel like in the background for a lot of this, I feel like a lot of this is just more orchestrated, because like right after the Black Panthers operations was shut down, very brief compared to a lot of the gang activity that's still going on to this day. Like, and I was just watching I think it was like a documentary or like a video series. And it's like, well, they're literally speaking all the things that the Black Panthers like brought, the free lunches that were reflected in school lunches even today.
Yeah.
Or WIC, which was also, pushed to this day and everything. So it's like for such a terrorist, a horrible group and everything, for them to do so many positive, I hear shit the KKK has done that was positive. That was like innovative.
You don't.
It's just they're very traditionalist and they're weird hatred.
Yeah, and a lot of them are in very powerful positions too. And
all the
never
Black
fucking
Panthers
know.
was taken out.
Yeah,
it's everything. So it's just something to keep in mind, just to give way to the crack epidemic and also like gang activity and everything that's done. Hip
hop was born out of that. We didn't have anything else after Malcolm, JFK, Martin Luther King.
Yeah,
we went to those parks and started partying, turning up, and who would have known we were creating something that could give us an opportunity to create opportunities.
But at first, rap was used as a way to inform the masses of what was going on.
Right.
Unemployment and everything like that in the crisis, stuff like that. It wasn't just born out of the era of just this complete conflict. It was actually used to be more informative about the conflict instead of just to indulge or to endorse the conflict in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Well, definitely a golden era, I think, and in its original birth, it was definitely straight up party shit. Like,
obviously
ignorant party music. But I think that's when we did spread our wings. Is when we started having artists that vent exactly and could give a depiction like a Melly Mel with the message. You know what I'm saying? Broken glass everywhere. Like when you hear it now, it's like that's some basic shit. But back in the day, they were calling that reality rap.
Yes.
Because most bars were just like silly little. You know, I'm a pretty motherfucker and I take your bitch. Like it was very similar to the bullshit we rap now, but it took a few people to really like tap in and be like, I want to be like Stevie Wonder, bro. Like I want my shit to sound like a story, and I want you to see what the fuck I've been through. You know what I'm saying? So, but I feel like that's the golden era right there when people started really painting the picture of what's happening. Then like. 89 when NWA came out with, you know,
it
fuck
became
the police.
real,
It's like, okay.
more vulgar, more just like, now we're really going to get into
go
the
there,
steak
right.
and potatoes now. You know, it's just like, at first it was like with the Slick Ricks and the Curtis Blows and everything, the KRS ones, what I actually got to see perform, and I also got to see Big Daddy Kane too.
Oh, yeah.
I even took a picture with him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he used to teach at my university at one time.
No
So he would swing by every once in a while. So the sad thing, this is like around the COVID years, everybody had a mask on, so you don't know for sure if it's him. But it's like, I took a picture with
that's
my
him,
friend.
I swear it is.
Yeah, and there was like a bag, I got Chick-fil-A on the floor. I don't know why I had Chick-fil-A in my I was like,
You weren't ready, bro.
It's just like, even my friend like, why you put the Chick-fil-A in the photo? It's like, it's a different time, man. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they ain't got no Chick-fil-A bags in the future. We gotta talk about this. But it's like it's just time capsule type stuff. But it's just like I feel like hip hop is, for it to survive for like well over 50 years at this point, and to really just take different forms of other subgenres, I feel like that's a blessing in itself, because country has been mostly left like the same, although they might change, they might do something different every once in a while, but a majority, there's no sense of like ageism or whatever. I feel like there's a lot of ageism in hip-hop.
That's like the first genre that accepted old motherfuckers was country, right?
Yes.
But that's acceptable. I mean, that's understandable. It's a really old sound.
And they seem to be very much in resonation with each other, although they're kind of iffy about sending, like, you know, black people in it, which is weird because we actually created the genre, which is funny. But it's just like, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, there's no conflict generally. Compared to just like, you know, hip hop, it's like, oh, so always somebody having a beef, always have someone have to like tell on somebody else or something else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just one of those things that, like, I get if it's like for a battle sense, like it's fine, because if two people have a disagreement, hey, let them battle, whatever. Yeah. But it's like, I feel like it's just gone to a point where it's just like I feel like we've learned nothing from the East and West Coast, like, you know, conflict and everything, and just how like you keep gassing different sides of like an argument instead of just letting it battle. Calling a spade what a spade. If you have your opinions, that's fine, but like it's not everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, these people don't even know who you are, bro. Like, calm down.
For people to get so invested, right? I see what you're saying.
That's why
I think that's human. Like, we're very much like just fucking animals, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we love blood. You know what I'm saying? That's how gladiators happened, you know, like the whole fucking Coliseum around people getting murdered live. Like, that's how you know, like, that's something that we do. But what I do kind of feel like it is a double-edged sword for us with hip-hop. Out of all art forms, we are like one of the few mediums that can survive on negativity and like you said, beef. Like, people come on podcasts prepared to diss motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Just because it's gonna cook some shit up, you know, it's gonna conversation, and a lot of times you realize that that's actually missing in a lot of hip hop communities, bro, you know, but only because that is the essence of where the art form comes from, you know what I'm saying? Whereas other art forms, I feel like it might it may make them more stagnant, you know, it may be why it's not as interesting to watch rock and roll now, because you don't really see what the fuck they got going on behind the scenes. Like, it's very much controlled by the industry. There's been a few times where rock stars have been beefing, though. I want to put that out there. And
but it's more like, you know, legal matters. It's just like, like freaking, like, no, that's my thing. Or, oh, I don't like this sound. I'm just gonna go to another band. Like, it's usually just something like, hey, just go your own way type stuff.
Right.
Like, hey man, it took like one Asian girl to like break up the Beatles. Like, you know, it's just, but they all went on to have like great, wonderful careers. Like,
Yeah,
it's just,
for the most part.
It's just so it actually kind of worked in the better to that. There was always a positive. Whereas like for hip hop, I feel like negatives end up with even worse negatives. Like, you know, it's just like with like a death of a artist, or it's like a drug overdose and everything. Right. Some people getting exploited in the system.
Yeah,
they sign to an artist and they have to fall out with that artist, end up beefing. You know, so we see it too much, and it's just like I feel like hip hop I feel like it's sad that 50 years into this stuff, like there's not a whole lot of like, you know, black executives, like say Jay-Z. There's not a whole lot of that. A lot of our checks are determined, or you know, masters is determined by people who can't really identify with the struggle. And
that's real shit.
Like right now, like I don't know why I probably need to do more research just to double check and sure, but there should be like record companies owned by like KRS-One or a Slick Rick or LL Cool J, because they've been here like the longest.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and they survived so many decades, you know, and like, you know, I was really hoping. Like, I don't want to say hoping because I wasn't alive when this happened, but like when Biggie and Tupac passed, could you imagine if they would have like never had to get killed or whatever? I could see Tupac and Big, you know, running their own some like executive type stuff, like maybe Tupac,
like Dr. Dre is, like
like Dr. Dre.
It would have been more Dr. Dre's for sure.
And Ice Cube doing Lynch Mob and everything, and then just stuff like that. You know, like the more you own, like the more we have ownership of our own genre, the less they can dictate what messages can be put out there. Because it's like, it's really, those are the culprits behind the whole, like, you got to kill these many people, you got to do this many drugs.
It's how like, agenda gets put out there without us having approval, because it's somebody else that's pushing it, not us usually, you know. And to me, we're seeing a turning point with that, to me. You know, even with the biggest beef this year, I saw it get executed in a way as like I was inspired, and I could see this shit being done on a professional level now. You know what I'm saying? I could see rap battles on Netflix now. You know what I'm saying? Because of how clean this shit. It was a lot of dirty words and information being spread, but it was the cleanest big beef we've seen in a minute. As far as violence.
Kendrick and Drake and everything. Drake actually sued the guy.
Yeah.
And everything.
So to me,
do what you gotta do, man.
To me, I saw a lot of growth in it. It's like it was a sophisticated showdown, and to me, I feel like if other artists can take notes on, and a lot of artists did, because a lot of people went at it this year with the bars and was just like, fuck it. You know, we as a genre, we fell as far as sales within the last 2 years. It was like, for the first time in 10 years, we weren't like the #1 albums within, you know what I'm saying? Or the highest sell albums.
We got no soul. We like to make trendy music. We like to make TikTok songs. It's stuff that people like twerk to on the TikTok video and everything. Like, we neglected making albums like a Lauryn Hill, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Taking
or like
risks.
Illmatic. Nas Illmatic wasn't even that long. When you think about it, and he made it when he was like 19 and everything. So it's just something to keep in mind. So it's not like it's impossible.
It's definitely not.
And everything. And it's, I don't want to like have to like, you know, compare and contrast the generation like to people back then and everything, because it's not fair, because they, you know, we all go through different experiences. But it's also something to keep in mind. It's just a lack of focus to actually building a body of work that can be revisited. And like, you know, those are the ones that get the Grammy awards and everything, like a Tyler the Creator, you know, like Nas got like King's Disease back-to-back years and everything, which is crazy how he never had a Grammy beforehand for Album of the Year. But it's like, you know, just see how long it took for him to reach it, for all the classes he had.
That shows a lot about the chemistry of what's going on in the game right now. Like, if you study and see that there were no old head rappers back, you know, of course the genre is young too. So it's like, Nas is someone who grew up with the game and with the industry. So I love that story, because it shows that later in age he got it, and it really just kind of kicked down the whole ageism that happens in hip hop, which honestly happens in every genre at some point. But I feel like the genre aged itself, and now it's like, well, how you gonna be discriminative towards the old poster child of rock and roll just because he's 60 now? You know what I'm saying? So that's where hip hop is. Like, the old poster child is LL Cool J. He's pushing 60 now. Y'all gonna tell him he can't drop an album and go on tour with all his old head homies?
Yeah, do that.
Now's the time. Like,
it keeps a part of it like alive and everything. You know,
everyone's
of it.
Everyone that went on tour with him, they healthy, they doing good. All their music is timeless. So it's putting that flag in the sand. This is an industry that's not going anywhere. It's official now. Yes. They thought hip hop was a fad back then. You know, in the 80s, they thought it was just gonna come and go. Yeah. So I feel like us seeing the generation older than us being able to get to the money, you know what I'm saying, and still aspire to be executives and still, you know, try to make those chess moves to become like actual bosses. You know, I feel like that's just going to keep the climate in a nice, healthy space.
Oh, yes, most definitely. I definitely feel so. And it's just like, even though we are at a bit of a decline, like country music is beating us, but people think like, oh, what country music? But like, country music has soul. Like, you know, hip hop has lost its soul. That's one thing I'm noticing. Like, I remember hip hop and R&B artists used to collaborate like all the time, and it would just they'd be like the cool cousins that kind of chill at the cookout type. You know, like they're different. One goes to church a little bit more. One maybe runs in the game, but they still kind of hang out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about?
Like Gangsta's Paradise and shit.
Yes, or like, you know, like that one song. I'm trying to think, like Ja Rule and what's her name, freaking Ashanti. Like they always made a hit and everything, and it just felt right. You know, it's like peanut butter and jelly type shit. It just meshed well, and it's just like I feel like people just try too hard now. It's just like, where it's like they can't even go like 2 seconds in the song saying like coochie or like I'm fuck this or we fuck. Or I'm fucking her in the shower. It's like, bro, did you even take her out to eat? Like first, like, do you even like this girl? Like. You know, I just think it's weird. Like, it's just like, you know, like, there's so many steps you're skipping. Yeah.
It definitely was, like, that was a specific sound for a specific artist at one point, but now it's like 75 to 80% of the rap sound. So
even
that's excessive.
Even Method Man would make like a song like "You're All I Need," and it's just like, I'll be there for you wherever. And then it's just like, and then now it's just like, Snapchat me that pussy. It's just like damn, bro. Like, you even say hi? Like, okay.
Yo, that's how humans are living, though, bro. It's that instant gratification. The fact that you can even just get a pussy Snapchatted to you. Like, how could you not say that on a song? Actually, it's like a very powerful move to make. But, you know, I feel you, though. Too much of that is going to fuck the game up.
It just makes it hard to invest in it because it's like, dang, it's like, bro, you can't even show this to none of your kids, though. Like, this is real music. Snapchat me that pussy.
And that's where I come in the game. I'm the nigga. My song is about being left in the DMs unread. Like, goddamn, man, what the fuck? What did I do wrong? You know?
No, seriously.
But I feel like that's the shit that these niggas need to hear too, bro. Like, everyone ain't just getting the bitch that they thought about all day instantly. You know what I'm saying? And everyone ain't walking around dodging bullets. Like, sometimes.
Just living life
you
and
fumble
everything
and shit like that,
and just trying to learn how to find the way to like just process that and everything. Like, people forget that Tupac was very, very deep in his lyricism. He would make a song about woman, appreciating woman, then make a song about like a woman trying to turn her life into a prostitution after having a child at a young age. So actually even speaking on the reality, and then also speaking about his mother, like honoring women. That's a song just respecting woman, giving the perspective to women, and also honoring women. So it's just that. Even though like they still try to set him up for rape, like, come on, man, why would somebody need to rape? It's Tupac. Why would Tupac need to rape anybody? Like, you were just chilling at the hotel just to hang out. Like, come on, like. People literally, like, it's just like, just
man, you saw the movie, stop it.
No, yeah, we saw the movie, but it's just, it still blows my mind. Like, how do you come to that consensus?
Yeah, no, me neither. That was some 90s bullshit. That was definitely foreshadowing the bullshit that's happening today. Yeah. And niggas is getting sued from them days. That's the crazy part. Like, it's motherfuckers going to court for that shit today. You know what I'm saying?
And it's just like, you know, like, sometimes it's justified and sometimes it's just like, you know, like, you just kind of side out like,
I am curious to see, like, how it's so legal for people to just, like, be sued for some past shit out of nowhere.
I mean,
it
depends.
And then it becomes a public immediate, like, goddamn, can I prove my innocence before the whole world knows about this bullshit that may not be true? Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Now I got situations fucked up over speculation that I may not be able to clean up in this moment. I feel like that part is just kind of crazy, and it's allowing the shit to be exploited and motherfuckers to just be getting sued left and right, especially our people. That's the shit that be bothering me. Like, hold on now. this is the biggest year for our people to just be getting sued
Yes,
for old shit that nobody saw. But
I feel like Bill Cosby fucked it up for a lot.
Yeah,
of us.
well,
It's
yeah.
like how you rate like or try to drug people like 73 times and everything. 73 times is a big number now.
no, that
It's just
situation
like,
is crazy. But what's wilder is watching the documentary and seeing how normal rape culture was, and it was just like a part of his whole like shtick. It was just like, yeah, I make a bitch feel better when I put this in a drink, and we had, like that was his comedy sketch, bro, and people were dying laughing. It was kind of normal to an extent, you know, and then you started hearing about the details of what the fuck he was doing after the drugs and all that shit. So
that's a whole nother episode. I ain't gonna give too much light to
yeah,
This
that
is
topic
your
just made me
episode.
nervous just talking about that shit.
I ain't
It's
even
like,
want to put it
goddamn.
because I'm like, dang, bro, like, gosh. But anyway, back to you. Though.
He's free though, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how the fuck that happened, but the nigga's walking the streets right now.
Just
so
followed it up with, he's free, by the way. Like, so lock your doors. I don't know.
hide your kids, hide your wife.
Hide your kids, hide your
They raping everybody out
Hide
here.
your dog too. Like, honestly, for real. At this point, not
rape
even
is
the
not
dog.
funny, I'm
not
sorry.
even the dog is safe. But anyway, but also just back to you and just like, you know, your connections with a lot of artists here in Charlotte and everything. I know it's Sam DeNovo, and of course Chris Gear and everything. Like, I know we hit on like just the relations like with the community in Charlotte and everything, but like especially just with these faces like alone, not them specifically, but just you know, similar faces.
When you
like,
say those people, you get the gist of the community.
Yes.
And that's, you know, I think of the same people. Soulless, DDA Tank.
yes, shout out Tank.
Shout
Mr.
out
Event
Tank. I
yesterday,
know I
feel
did
bad.
too.
Oh, you did too? Okay, good. I'm not gonna go by myself.
Nah,
God,
Tank,
I told
that event looked fucking nuts,
Yes, it
bro.
did.
I
It
was
did look
I was
good.
I was I was I was
Sorry I
definitely
wasn't present.
feeling the FOMO.
I was there in spirit. I was there in spirit. Like
I was
Force
spying
Ghost.
on y'all, watching on everyone's story and shit. But yeah,
I saw the whole
artists
thing,
like that, they when you mention them, they are the faces of this generation and people that's changing the tide and showing how the community, like really defining community. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you know the times have changed. Honestly, I feel like from 10 years ago when I was first stepping out here. You know, it's so much more information that's accessible on how to work as a team, how to find value and, you know, utilize each other, bro. You know, that's something that's changed the game a lot in Charlotte specifically. So shout out to all those artists, man. We got a lot of work to do, you know, and it's happening, 2025.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, 2025. It's halftime right now. Like going closing in the year, we're at halftime. So it's like other half, we're about to come in crazy.
Oh yeah,
and everything. But it's just like one thing that really stands out is just like at this decline, I feel like this is in hip hop. I feel like it really opens for something new, something fresh, and it's just like if we can push like a wave of independent artists in Charlotte and everything to really like, you know, put their sound out there and everything for other people to just kind of take adherence to, you know, take notice of. I feel like that could really bring not just a whole lot of like ears to just the content in Charlotte, but it really brings a whole lot of eyes to the city of Charlotte too. You don't know like what type of positivity that comes with it. Even though like when Wiz Khalifa dropped Black and Yellow and everything, it was just like the Steelers still lost that year to the Packers, but it still keep in mind it's just like, but people were buzzing, like the energy was just.
That's a great example of what an artist can do for a city. You know, it's happened so many times. How, you know, but different cities invest in art communities. I don't think that Charlotte is an art city. You know, and honestly,
we're getting there. We're getting there. We're building that infrastructure. That's the beautiful thing about this time is that we're building the foundation of what might be like a great infrastructure for tomorrow.
Because it's a money young city. You know what I'm saying? Let's face it. This city like the money, and until art really is high value here, I don't think that, you know, the infrastructure will be invested by the city so much. I see it happening slowly, but the people are putting on, and, you know, we kind of meeting somewhere in the middle. Yes. But, you know, when you think about other places like a Pittsburgh, I don't know too much about their community either, but that's just a great example of
you
how,
know, two artists, Mac Miller and Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
You know?
And, you know, they are great examples of how to be role models in the community and
leaving an impact.
Yeah.
And it's things like that.
That's the shit we want to do. You feel me? That's we are no different than those artists right there. Like, we do this shit every day. We wake up, live and breathe art, and to be recognized on that level is a goal. I would love to make an anthem that everyone can sing. Yeah, like
the new PD Pablo.
Come on,
Carolina.
Yeah, they be playing that shit in Atlanta. I'm like, okay, that's how you leaving an impact. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think you're on the right path for sure, because like just your consistency and everything, and just your stage presence and everything. Like when I was like at that, what was that thing called? Like,
Post Experience.
Yeah, Post Experience, like De Niro Ferrara at the place too. I was like, I was like, dang, we have venues like this. And I'm like, we like what? This stuff is just hiding right around the corner of my house.
Seriously.
And it's just like just a production value. I'm looking like we can really make something work if we just put other. And it just like it'd be situations like that. I wish there was more people here. Like it was a good amount of people. The energy was there, but it should be no reason why it's not full. You know, it's just like we need to really reinvest in ourselves, but at the same token, take that risk. And you took a risk to step out to go to Atlanta. So it's like, once people start noticing you in Atlanta, Charlotte, knowing that we're kind of like a dick rider city, which I hate to say it, but it's like you got to really blow up somewhere else. Like J. Cole had to step out of Fayetteville to go to New York. After people fuck on him in New York, he got that sense of New York and everything. He was able to establish his name right there. And, we just got to kind of follow suit with it. We just got to keep making that same step of just hopping out the city just for a little bit, getting your name out there, hop back. Hop out the city a little bit, get your name out there, pass it out. Because as soon as, people fuck with you, nationally, that's when, the city will be like, oh, yeah, we always mess with him. Oh, yes. It's just like...
I'm glad you know, man.
I know. We're aware. But it's just that's why I'm not against people, who just want to step out. Me Solus was talking about it, too. Because he's saying, oh, we need to really, take care of our own. We got to be able to build our own thing. And I'm like, yeah, sure. But at the same thing, got to see it like a worker bee. You're out there just getting the pollen or whatever, and then we're just creating the honey for the hive and everything. And that's just it.
I like that. I like that mentality.
Just see it like that.
And Solus is big on, and I love his mentality too, because you need both. You need worker.
50-50.
You need someone who's gonna hold the fort down. You need an individual like me who's just gonna end up traveling and getting out. It's just already a kind of a part of the way I get down with my approach anyway. So shout out to Solus, man. That's my fucking brother.
Yeah,
I saw him performing last night, serenading a young lady, and I'm telling you, that DDA Day tour, that shit looked beautiful, bro.
I missed it, man. I hate it when I missed it because it's just like, bro, that's like where I'm supposed to be. It's just when I'm not there, it's like, oh dang, bro, I'm left out.
I ended up in a strip club last night, man. That's where I was supposed to be.
I was at the DDA. What strip club were you at?
I was at a strip club in Atlanta called Strokers.
Yeah, obviously, Atlanta. I was about to say, because I was at a strip club too, but I was working there.
Oh, you work at a strip club?
Yeah, I work security.
Oh, you was bashing the nigga head in?
Nah, it's not like that, bro.
Can you imagine this nigga, fucking somebody up? It would just be funny to me. Not saying you're not.
I mean, I put a suit on and everything. I'd be like Bruce Wayne the Batman. So it's just like you might not even recognize him when you get there. But it's like
I just feel like you would still be pleasant and nice,
always
whooping
pleasant.
Someone's ass.
Always pleasant.
I try to tell you, bro.
Am I hitting you too hard? I just want to let you know. You pushed me to this part. I didn't mean to do this. It's all on you. It's like
you're all right.
All right. Address yourself out this building at once. But it's like, yeah.
Yo, I should have, man, that shit was a vibe. But shout out to that type of shit, man. We need more of that. Next year, I will be moving myself into the forefront and doing more curating. I think, next year, I've never really headlined shit. Just me, myself, or me
it's coming.
With my friends. Yeah, next year is happening. Check us out, February. Me and my sister, we both got something special coming your way. Because she's getting back into the mix with her music and her hosting and whatnot. So we want to make sure we definitely leave a big footprint in, the community here and leave a stamp. So that's the type of shit we focused on. Yeah. So DDA is really an inspiring artist. It's artists like that. Like Nigel is one of the first artists I met. I met him at one of his events back in 2015. Mm-hmm. That shit was so inspiring because I literally went from I'm literally in this space of I don't even know where to find a studio to there's actually rappers here with movements and supporters. You know, I'm walking into Nigel Hood's event and he had merchandise and people that love his music there already. So shit like that is inspiring, and it also just it gives you more of more foundation as an artist when you can say I had an event, no matter who turned up or how it went.
Don't matter. Things we're building a community. We're all becoming very familiar with each other and everything. I feel like that's all that matters at this point. You know, it's like, yeah, blowing up randomly, it seems cool, like hitting, but it still is hitting the lottery. It would be cool to just win out of nowhere, but I feel like, you know, I feel like you get a lot more out of life as an artist, like the more you pretty much put the work in and just look back to see, like, you know, like what you've built off that foundation and everything. And I feel we're going through a very transitional period. Like, I feel like it's not no surprise or no coincidence that so many artists that are just so willing to work with each other, so hungry for each other, not beefing over dumb stuff and everything. We're able to have these conversations, like avoiding these janky promoters and actually just trying to take steps to do what's best for the city. Where people want to step out, like in your case, Bambizilla, or people want to just hold the fort down, and Soulless case and everything. Both are completely correct, but it's just like we're actually having these conversations, connecting with one another, showing up for each other's events and everything, and actually supporting one another. And I feel like that's what's going to carry us into like the next decade, to the point where the rap scene won't even be like recognizable in Charlotte by 2030. By 2030, it's going to be very major. And the reason why I don't say maybe or it's going to do, I say it is going to, because it's all about trying to put that energy out. But you know, in closing, back to you, I just want to be able to, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Keep in mind we got like 5 minutes, so I'll let you know.
5 years, I'm going to be motherfucking major. So when you say the city's going to be major, you damn right, because I'm going to be motherfucking major, and I'm putting this shit on the map as I go. So, man, for me, I'm going to have a label. I'm going to have, like, my own imprint on fashion, as you can see, more dope music, and just making my name in the world of art. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably going to be acting, linking up with my uncle Jordan Peele. You know what I'm saying? Shout out
Hold
to
up, Jordan Peele?
Yeah, man.
Jordan Peele with the glasses from Key and Peele? That's your uncle?
Yeah, man.
And you're just saying nonchalant. Like, I know the last name Peele. I thought it was just a common name. That's dead ass your relative.
Yeah. It's not a common name.
I'm not even gonna say swear to God.
No,
oh my God. But because it's Sunday, I don't want the church and everything. About first time I'm going to church. But Jordan Peele is your relative?
Yeah, bro. I found out like 2 years before I went to LA.
Whoa, how? Like obviously
Facebook.
by your father. Like
no, it was on Facebook. An uncle that I do know was at a Peele family reunion and took a picture with Jordan Peele and just posted the shit on Facebook normally. And I think it was an old photo. I just discovered it, and the timing was crazy because I was just starting to get adjusted with the idea of going to LA. So it was just like, bro, is this my real life or like what? But yeah, him and my father have different moms.
So they're siblings.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Then like maybe like a distant cousin, like fucking like two removed. I don't know what that family tree.
That's my uncle.
That is crazy. That is so. My jaw's on to the floor.
Yeah, bro.
Like what the?
It's big shit, man. So I don't know him at the moment, but yeah, it's in my blood. I see a lot of the raw talent and shit that I sometimes possess. I definitely look at that now and be like, damn, it must be in the lineage. Even when you look at my sister, she's very much like an artistic savant. And
yes,
so
she's very artistic. I got artistic vibes.
Like our father wasn't super artsy, but he was very creative, had a very creative mind, funny, and he could sing. So somewhere in that bloodline is something going on.
Just manifesting and everything, just kind of heating up generation by generation.
Yeah. And then, shit's just meant to be sometimes, bro.
I'm speaking to Jordan Peele's relative. Let me just say that one more time.
Say it again, nigga.
He's related to Jordan Peele. What the fuck?
Yeah, bro. I'm going to put that in more of my story and shit like that just to kind of like help motherfuckers understand how crazy my life is. Because, I be forgetting myself. And sometimes I just say shit calmly like that and just be like, oh, yeah, damn. But,
I think I was related to like somebody like in Liberia that was like in the Civil War shooting shit up. I don't know. He did some shit like that.
Okay.
I guess I don't know if it balances out, but whatever. He was on a postcard, like postage stamp. Yeah,
you might go over there and get treated like royalty though.
That would be nice.
I bet it would. And where did you say?
Liberia.
Oh hell yeah! Treat me like royalty in Liberia.
Yes, it's an amazing country. I gotta try that fufu over there. That fufu's delicious.
I've been hearing a lot about Africa, and I got my passport. My brother, let's set a trip up.
Ghana or Liberia, one of the two, but mostly Ghana. You might want to start.
I've been told.
For real. Liberia's we're kind of fixing some things. We're kind of getting shit together, but at the same time, since we're like in closing and everything, is there any advice you want to give up to any artists in Charlotte or just anywhere?
Collaborate, find community, and community is another word for collaboration, if you ask me. So step out your bedroom, get off the laptop, chop it up with another artist, and figure out how you two can add value to one another. You 2, you 3, you 4. Yeah, make sure y'all connect working.
You 5, you 6, you 7, you 8. There we go. Yeah, all types of numbers. We keep going. That's it for the Mental Threads podcast. We sewing in and we sewing out. Thank you very much, Mr. Bambizilla.
Thank you for having me.
Dope conversation. Yes.
Yeah.
Produced by John Michael.
But still life in the youth, I'm the living proof. I'm getting out with the foes, ride around in the folk. Got something real sick in my potion. I'm sick, can I get a double dosage? With the best herb twisted and roasted. No love when I'm in this backseat. When I go up, ain't nothing to ask me. Professional post up like we did it last week. Like a favorite song, this lifestyle on repeat. Killing the scene. I'm doing all these fancy things just to stay on the beat. Come and swim me in this ocean deep. My day one's right here close to me. Mixing different liquids for my niggas getting no relief. You stay in your place if you can't decide to ride. I know you see the wave. This shit got you hypnotized. We've been staying up all night. So electrified, nigga, we'll never die. So electrified, nigga, we'll never die. Raging for my life, sunset all of my eyes, I feel it. Bullshit all of my mind, I'm living lost in the future timeline. I'm a menace to society. Blame my father for my problems with sobriety. I see the signs in the sky, ain't never been high. Electric wavy, I woke you up cause I'm feeling electric wavy. I took one dose, now I'm drilling into the daisies. How many times will I shock you until you pay me? Electric wavy, electric lady. I'm out on the prowl looking for Miss Maybe. She's probably wildin' right now looking for her safety. Static, automatic, if you play with me. Electric lady. Fancy things just to stay on the beat. Come and swim me in this ocean deep. My dad was right here close to me. Mixing different liquids for my niggas getting no relief. This is the wave it.
My God, Bevy, we've done it. We've created a whole new wave. Now we'll be able to analyze music at completely different levels. This new discovery will be the change that changes everything for music. You, me, the world, everyone else.